I have just had a disaster. Basically, placing TNT in the nether with gas flying around is not the safest thing to do. But before getting to that, let's have a look at what else I've been up to between episodes. Speaking of bad things happening, last time I broke my last remaining Silk Touch netherite pickaxe. So I've just upgraded 5 diamond ones to netherite. And that used up all the netherite ingots I had, but with all the ancient debris I got last time, I got that cooked up and got those replaced. The next thing, I needed some more TNT, and that meant digging some sand. So I spent a little bit of time in the desert, and I got myself 4 full shulker boxes of sand. I then took that over to the Nether Perimieter, grabbed some gunpowder and crafted everything into TNT, and that meant I had 1 full shulker box of TNT. I then got on with placing this at the ceiling to create another tunnel ready for bombing. And after I got that done on both sides, I did a little bit more digging to get this about 20 blocks below where the TNT is going to be dropping from the bomber. And in the areas where I needed to get rid of a lot more, I used TNT. I then went ahead and built the flying machines with the TNT dupers on the front. And before I got those running, I remembered to remove the beacon, then prime the TNT dupers. And I was about to set them off, but then I remembered I hadn't placed the obsidian at the other end that'll send the flying machines back. So I remembered at the last second, and I went ahead and did that. And then I set one off at the end, as I wasn't sure if this would survive. But luckily it did, and it was definitely lucky because this land was really high. So before I set the rest off, I placed a bit more TNT manually to get the blocks further down, and I set one off at the other end, and this went much better. So after that I got back, I set off all the machines to take everything out, removing the lava between runs and letting it run until it couldn't reach any further. I then decided to get started on the other side, so I removed some of the smooth stone platform so the flying machines can go the other way. Then it was on to manual TNT placing to make room for the flying machines going the other way, and I got one row all the way down to the other end, but then disaster. I was placing some more TNT in the basalt only section at the side, and a ghast wanted to play, and I didn't see it happen. It just shot me, and instantly all of my stuff was gone. I respawned in the overworld back at the outpost, which was lucky in a way because this is where I keep the spare gear. So I grabbed an elytra and a stack of rockets and got back to see if I could salvage anything. But as I expected, I'd lost it all. So that meant all my netherite tools, including one of the pickaxes I'd just upgraded, all of my netherite armor, and a few stacks of TNT, which is the thing I was actually the most upset about. And even lost a couple of pieces of ancient debris. Not happy. Anyway, I hope you're having a better day than I am. Right, so we're back up at the gold farm with absolutely nothing on me. I did grab a spare netherite pickaxe, as I do have a few of those now, but I basically need to get some more gear because in my spares box, all I have is my smite sword, and this is the only smite sword I have, so I'm pleased that I kept that one in there. But I lost my netherite sharpness sword, my silk touch netherite shovel, my silk touch netherite axe, and all the armor that had diamond trims on it as well, so yeah, that's not great. But I do have some more trims in here. Not that that's a big deal. I'm probably not going to be putting any more on. But I do have a few smithing templates. So I can upgrade the stuff that I've got to netherite if I want. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to stick with diamond stuff for now. Just in case anything else bad happens in the nether. Which, let's face it, it probably will. But over here, this is where I have all my spare gear. So this is all the good armor that I've got. I do have a load of rubbish stuff as well. I can take the enchantments off. And same for... where is it? Same for the tools. I've got a load of rubbish in here as well that I can re-enchant. But I do have a ton of good stuff, so I'm just going to grab some of each. I lost my good bow as well, but I have a few of those. Pickaxe, yeah, I'll use that one. And then I do have that one, silk touch one. And then let's use the fortune axe for a change. So yeah, I'll stick with diamond, and same with the armor as well. So I'm using the elytra, so let's just grab. Yeah, we'll have that. We'll have pants, which is a bit of an issue because the only thing I can't get a hold of is the swift sneak. So I do have a few. Where is it? Yeah, so I've got a few swift sneak 1 books in here, so I could combine these to get swift sneak 3, but that is the last of the books I've got. So I definitely need to go get some more of these, but let's just stick with these for now. I do have soul speed on here because I've been doing a lot of battering. So yeah, this is me for the minute. Let's go on with the next thing. Right, so despite that minor setback, I haven't been put off. And what I'm going to work on now is a way of getting a lot more TNT without having to go digging up sand. So we are here in my second stronghold. And a couple of episodes ago, we tried out removing the end portal frames in 1.21 because I wasn't sure if it still worked. But it does. So if we just come 3 down from underneath the portal and then 3 out, place some pod salt or anything that a red mushroom will grow on, and then if we put a red mushroom on there and bone meal it, that takes out the end portal frames. So we're just going to do that on each side, and then we're going to use each side of this. No, I mean, we need to get rid of this a bit. Yeah, so we're going to use each side of this, and it's going to create us an absolute ton of sand. So let's just do this last one and we can have a look at this farm that we're going to set up. So basically all that's going to happen is there's a glitch. If we push sand into the edge of this portal with the right timings and the right configurations of pistons, the sand will basically glitch. It'll drop it into the end on the obsidian, but it will also stay here as well. So you're basically just duplicating sand. So it is a little bit cheaty, I know that, and I don't normally use duplication glitches, but sand is just one of those things that is really annoying. So I don't mind digging sand, that's not even the problem. It's the fact that deserts are finite, and once you've dug them all out, and you've been in a world a really long time like I have here, it gets a pain having to go further and further. So I wish there was a way in vanilla Minecraft of farming sand legit, and I didn't have to do stuff like this. But at the moment, in 1.21, we don't have a way of doing that. So I'm going to set this up. I don't have any redstone on me. I'm not prepared at all. So I'm going to grab a few bits and we'll get this thing built. Right, so this farm was designed by Illyrio, and I will have a link to his video in the description. But aside from not really understanding how this works, it is a fairly straightforward thing to build. So it's mainly just observers, pistons, a few note blocks here and there, and simple as that. Okay, so that is it all built. And I've got a couple of other temporary blocks around the edge I haven't removed yet. But even though it's not the prettiest thing in the world, it does the job, and I haven't tested it yet. And the reason for that is I forgot to bring anything to duplicate. So this will work with most of the gravity blocks. You can put sand or concrete powder on here. It doesn't work with anvils or dragon eggs, but I'm not bothered about that. All I need to do is get some sand on top of these pistons, and then if I turn this thing on this level over here, it should just start working. So let's get some sand. Right, I've got some sand, so let's get this in and give this thing a test. So we just need to place it on these pistons on all four sides, and you can mix these up as well. If you want to put gravel or concrete powder and different colours of it as well, you can do that. And yeah, that's it. So if we turn it on, these should just get pushed up and pushed across, and we should have tons of sand just sat there on the obsidian platform in the end. Now, we don't have a collection system in it. That is the next step, but I just want to make sure this works. So if we just turn this on, that didn't do anything. Is it just being silly? Oh, something's broken. Okay, so I figured out what was wrong, and I've just been through an explanation and got it all working again, went through to the end, collected a load of sand, and yeah, I wasn't recording. I'm not having a good day, am I? So it turns out all it was, these observers here had been pushed across just because of the order I built it. That got out of sync a little bit. So this shouldn't happen when it's running normally now, but all I did was just put a button here and push them back across that way. So now, if we turn this on, it should do its thing. So as you can see, the sand is going up and then coming back down, but it is also getting duplicated and going through into the end. So I'll just leave this running for a few seconds and I'll show you how ridiculous this is on the other side. And as I don't have a collection system, I don't want to have too much sat there. But if you just leave that like that, and then we can just jump up here. I did build this little staircase as well, and I've decorated this a little bit. It's only smooth stone and sea lanterns, but I think it looks alright for now. So we'll just jump through here. And I didn't have any sand on me when I came through, and that's how much we got just from that short amount of time. And I did run it a little bit earlier, and we have this much as well. So it's just absolutely crazy, this thing. So yeah, I have done a little bit of digging as well. So we've got this bit down here, and this is where we're going to put a collection system. And don't know why that's there. So all we're going to do is have rails going below this. I think we're just going to do it 3 wide because they should just drop in the centre. And then we're just going to have a fast drop-off station. The ones that like break it in a lava cauldron. It's basically wizardry. I have a link to that video in the description as well. So we'll get all this built and then we can see it running properly and actually get an absolute ton of sand. So let's get that done now. Okay, so that is all up and running now. You see the minecarts going below the obsidian platform and they should pick up anything that's on there. They come over here, get destroyed by the cauldrons, but because they're half over, they'll drop all the items into this water stream, and then this dispenser will send the minecarts on the way again. So it's a really fast way of unloading the minecarts. So now, I think that should be it. So we can get the sand duper running again, and hopefully when we come back through, there should be tons of stuff there. Right, so if we just turn this on, everything should get picked up, and that's it. We should have tons of sand. So we'll leave this running, and one of the things I could do, if this works okay, is adding an auto crafter into this setup. So where the storage is for the sand, if I add a load of gunpowder there as well, just bring across a few shulker boxes, have an auto crafter set up for the TNT, and then I can just come and get as much TNT as I want, which would be really good. So should we leave it at that? Yeah, let's leave that there, see if that works alright. And if it has, we'll come back and do a bit of AFK. Right, that hasn't all got picked up. What have we got? Right, 3 pieces of sand. I think I can live with that. So is that still doing it? And we have sand going into there, and it's there, and these hoppers are full, so that's looking good to me. So these will get back up a lot, that's why we've got so many of them. But yeah, these are all getting filled up. So we've got sand coming through, which is excellent news. And 3 pieces, I don't know why that happened, but I think I can live with that. Right, so I've got this tent back on again. So I'm going to stand here for a little bit. And then we'll go through and grab all that sand. Okay, so I've been AFK for a little bit. I didn't time it, but it was about 5 minutes. And unfortunately, when I came through, there was 3 stacks on the platform. So as it was only short time, I doubt much will have despawned if it did. So I may need to put another 2 of these in to cover the whole area. But even with that little bit of loss, we're doing alright. And this was literally 5 minutes. Not even that, I don't think. So yeah, I think this is going to be alright. So I can craft up a fair bit of TNT with this. Yeah, 2 full chests will give me 1 full shulker box of TNT. So yeah, I'm going to get about 2, maybe 3 shulker boxes of TNT out of this. No, it's less than 3, but we'll definitely get more than 2 full shulker boxes, so that is very good. I'll get some gunpowder, get this crafted up, and then we can get back over to the Nether Perimeter and hopefully do a little bit more damage, and hopefully not die as well. Definitely don't want that happening twice in one day. And a short time later, I've done a little bit of crafting, and I do have a little bit of TNT on me, and this is what wouldn't fit in these 2 shulker boxes. So I took a load of gunpowder across there, and I've used all of that sand now. So we now have 2 full shulker boxes of TNT, and this little bit that I had from before. So I'm going to go place all this, and I'm going to put some things away. So stuff that I don't really need. I might need my bow, I might need to fight things off, so I'll keep those on me. The TNT, I'm not going to take too much, but I think this is enough. Buckets, I need to get rid of some lava, so yeah, I think that'll do, and I'll leave that in there just in case. Is it a bit of a risk taking my pick? I don't think I've got a diamond one on me though. No, I don't have a diamond one, right, but I've got a few of these, so I'm not too worried. But nothing bad's going to happen, is it? Definitely not. So I'm now back at the point where I previously died, and I'm removing all the lava that is flowing everywhere. After that, I placed TNT down to the end, but I went a lot deeper than normal, hoping this would do a lot more damage. And then with a few I had left over, I placed some more at the top just to get rid of the blocks in the bedrock. I set that off, and it did plenty of damage, so I'm very happy about that. There was then just a few blocks left in the centre, so I placed TNT on there, but no pattern or digging here. I just piled a lot on the surface, and blew that up, and that did a lot of damage as well. There were a few blocks left that I thought were a little bit too high, so just manually dug those out and got everything down to a level where I think the flying machines should be okay. Okay, so this is where we are at the minute. You can see this is all cleared out, and I've even put in the obsidian over here, and this will eventually allow them to return. So this is going to be the back of these machines, so I do need to put the lamps on top of there so they will return, but I'll just want them to do one run at first, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then over this end, I've also put in another line of obsidian here, because once I set these off, they're going to go that way, and I've already done that way, so I don't want them to go all the way down there. I want them to hit that and then go back, but the problem is I need to take this out first, because if not, bad times. It is going to be quite difficult because I need to take out this obsidian as well, but the first job is to take out all of this, and then if this obsidian is still here, they'll go back anyway. So I can just do a couple at a time, which is what I want to do. I normally like doing the ones on the end just in case there's some blocks sticking out the walls that might make these things blow up. So losing one is definitely better than losing all of them. I'll get rid of this and then some of the obsidian, and then we'll try and set these off, and hopefully it'll go well. So I started by removing the smooth stone platform, and then I removed the obsidian and set off the first machine. This went to the obsidian and then back to the other end as planned, so happy with that. Then I went to the other end and I set off 2 machines there this time, and again this worked perfectly, so again very happy. Just setting those off did reveal a lot of lava, so I got rid of that first, and then I started removing the obsidian below the others so I could get those set off, but a gas shot at me, and luckily it didn't blow up any of the TNT, but it did damage 2 of the flying machines. So when I set them off, these 2 needed fixing, so I left them there and followed the others down to the end. Back at the other end, I started fixing the 2 broken ones, but a gas shot at me again and did even more damage this time. So I managed to get them both fixed, but one of them didn't take the TNT duper with it. So I built that when it was at the other end, and then I placed the obsidian just past the nether fortress so these machines can destroy that as they go past and then come back after that. And then I set the machines off by placing the lamps at the other end, and I let them run until everything was destroyed, removing lava between runs, and this really didn't take long as it's above a lava lake. But these gas, massive problem, need to get them sorted. But anyway, this is where we are now. Very happy with this progress, and because of the fog we can barely see what we've done. So I've got this big centre strip going down the middle that we did last time, and then today we've got this done as well, so I've got the strip going along the other way. And the reason I've done it like this is I like having big projects like this split up into manageable chunks, so even though there are 4 big chunks left, they're still separate rather than one big thing. So that is actually where I wanted to get to today, but we're not done yet. what I want to do now, after killing this skeleton, is show you another thing I've been working on. So, what I was going to do was start bombing out inside this pink sphere. So I was going to dig a trench along this way, which I did actually start doing here, but then I realised because this is a sphere, it's going to go a lot further out. So what I did was add in the cylinder, and this is 128 blocks away from the killing area. So what I've decided to do is dig a trench all the way along here, and I've done that on all 4 of the sections, and I'm basically now just deciding which one to do first. So I'm just going to place TNT in these trenches all the way up to the top and let rip and see what happens. Now obviously there's going to be a lot towards the center that isn't going to get blown up, but it should do quite a bit of damage, especially in the areas that are just netherrack. So this one is a soul sand valley, and because we have such a problem with gas, I'd really like to get this one done first. And then over I think it's this way, we have nether wastes, or is this, yeah, nether wastes over here. This side is a basalt delta, and I think all of it is as well. This side, the start of it is basalt delta, and then towards the back that's a nether waste as well. But I think the best one to get done first is definitely going to be this soul sand valley. And the reason I want to get that done as well is because we spent some time building a sand duper. That was the whole point of today, it's to get all that TNT, and I still have 2 shulker boxes left and a little bit more. So yeah, I want to get some of this used up. I don't really have to be careful with how much of this I use anymore. I have to be careful that a ghast isn't shooting at me, but I don't have to be careful with how much I'm using. So I'm just going to grab a ton and I'm going to fill up that trench in the soul sand valley, and we can see how much damage it does. Right, so that took about 10 minutes to get that done, and as the trench was too deep, all of these TNT are 4 high, so there's quite a lot of this going all the way around there. And I already had these like little lines down here already dug out, and there was one going all the way across there, so I filled that in, and I've done this one as well, and I've just missed this little bit. So I'll just get the last of this done, and yeah, it is used up quite a lot of this. I definitely don't have enough in those 2 shulker boxes to do all 4 sections like this, but I think this is completely overkill. I mean, I suppose I've done these straight sections as well, so I've used a little bit more here, but I think in the basalt areas I'm going to need to do it like this. It's just the other netherrack area, I'll probably space them out a little bit more. I just want to see how this one goes. I probably should have started with the basalt one, but anyway, this should be a big boom, shouldn't it? Yeah, so I do have another full shulker box left, and I think there's a fair few stacks in the other one as well, so it's not like I'm running out anytime soon, and I can get as much sand as I want now. Just the gunpowder, I suppose, is going to be the issue. Even though I did have tons, I did use quite a lot of it to craft all this. So yeah, I suppose let's shoot this and see what happens. I should probably step back a bit as well, but where should we start? Should we do the circle? Or let's do the middle bit. Hopefully this doesn't kill my PC. I wouldn't have thought it'd fly. Oh, I fell off anyway. Never mind. That was a big boom, and that did go quite far. Right, let's have a look at the damage. That's pretty good. I'm very happy with that. That has done absolutely loads, and this, apart from this little bit that I'm stood on, it's pretty much taken everything out. That is crazy. So if we have a look with that on, actually this is the inner perimeter, so everything inside of this purple sphere is everything I need to get rid of. So we're pretty much there now. We just need to set up some flying machines to take this stuff out, and that'll be done. So I think what I want to do now though is repeat this process on the other sections, and hopefully if we can get down to something like this, I'm going to be very happy. Right, so I've done this at the other side now, and as you'll see here, I haven't filled this in completely like with the other one. So it's a 2 wide trench, and a lot of this is just 1 wide, and I've left quite a few gaps in the bits where the netherrack is anyway, because I don't think I need to do it all the way along, because that was a bit overkill, that one. So if we come up this side where there's a lot of basalt, I've stacked that up a lot more. So anywhere it's basalt, it's filled in all the way and double thickness. And yeah, so bits where the netherrack is a gap, and then again over here it's all basalt delta, pretty much all basalt, so that's all filled in. Now on this side I haven't done any rows going across, and I'm thinking I probably should, because I think that's what helped over there, did a lot of damage. So I'm just going to get those bits in, and then we can set this off again. Hopefully it'll be as impressive as that side. I'm thinking it probably won't be, because there's a lot of basalt and blackstone up here, but we'll give it a go anyway. Needs to be done. Okay, so I just grabbed a load more TNT, and I've got that done now. So I added in another row coming all the way back from the circle over here, another one here, and then another one going from that out that way. So those magma cubes are about to have a bad time, so I'm going to shoot this, and actually I'm going to do it from down here, because this should be another big boom, although it's a lot of basalt, so might not be as productive as over there, but let's give it a go. all going to go off. Yep, there we go. That's gone around to the other side now. So that is actually looking pretty good. So yeah, it's basalt, so it doesn't go down as far. But I think there is a massive cave below here, so it shouldn't take too much longer to get rid of this. May even dig it out at some point. So we're not at the flying machine stage at this side just yet. The good thing is though, there's not a lot of lava in the basalt areas, just a little bit to get out of here. And I did already get out the lava at the other side. So this area is looking pretty good now. Shouldn't take too much longer to get this sorted. Right, so a lot of damage there, but definitely need to get a lot more done. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this. I may need to do a bit of digging to get down and then just use fly machines. Or we could maybe even have a go at doing a tunnel bore, because we've got this big strip in the centre. So we could do something. We've got plenty of ancient debris. I think that's what you need for them. So we may do that next time. But I think the main thing I want to get done next time is start working on the lava lakes. Because we have a huge one over here, and that is inside this inner perimeter. And there's another one over here just past the basalt bit, this bit down here. So I do have a lot of lava to get rid of, and that is probably going to be even more challenging than getting rid of the blocks. So that is something we're definitely going to work on next time. But for now, I think I'm going to leave it there. Been very productive this one, and also a bit of a disaster when I lost my armor, but we have got tons of blocks removed. We've got a sand duper going, placed down loads of TNT, which is always very satisfying, and there's another gas that I'm going to have to deal with. So before he causes me any problems, hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, please do leave a like. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.